This is a new update and today we're going to discuss Cardano as it's one of the most hyped coins out there. It's also performing one of the best runs of the cryptocurrencies right now, meaning that there is always the question whether you should be buying the certain asset. When there is FOMO and when there is hype, it will be discussed on social media a lot, and that means that people are looking for entries or are taking the FOMO ride and are entering a certain crypto or asset at this stage, which is not unusual. It is called FOMO, it's called emotional trading, and therefore this small update. Question today, should you be buying Cardano at those levels, or should you be waiting it out for a little bit, waiting for the correction to be happening? That is the discussion for today. Before that, do not forget to subscribe beneath, like the YouTube update, and do not forget to check out my Instagram and Twitter, which you can find in the description beneath. Looking at the chart of Cardano against USDT, we can see that we've had a massive run in 2021. We came all the way from 13 cents and we are currently at $3. So people claiming that there is a bear market should be looking at this chart, as we're just making a new high, meaning that there is still a heavy bull market happening. However, what we also see in this entire run is that during those runs we have got substantial corrective moves. So inside this run in 2021, you can see that we also have these heavy corrections, right? The massive crash in May also caused a further drop down all the way back towards the support. We do see that we've got a bullish we do see that we've got a double bottom test here. I wanted to say bullish divergence, but that is on some other altcoins. So the market has been heating up, but we do see that we've got a vertical run. And we did have a vertical run in May. We do see those vertical runs in small in March and April as well, meaning that there is a substantial chance that the market is going to correct relatively soon, especially given the fact that there is so much hype right now in the markets. It is not unusual to have a corrective move inside any of these regions, meaning that where's the pain at this point? I think most of the people are looking for entries to long the markets, through which the funding is quite high on the markets too right now as well. And the funding means, well, you have to look it up, but funding usually shows where most of the positions are at this stage. Most of them are currently long. But if you look at the chart itself, it just didn't really have any retracements at all. It flipped the level around 185 in a beautiful manner. And since then we went vertical, especially fueled by news of the listing coming up, the smart contract platform coming up, everything that's coming up with Cardano, which can mean that Cardano can still continue running for sure. I've derived the next take profits or target zones based on Fibonacci, given the fact that the previous run in May also went towards the 1.618 Fibonacci level. So $3.35 and $5 are levels to watch. But if you make the assumption that within this run Cardano can run towards $3.35, your upside is still only 15%. Your downside, given the daily time frame, is all the way towards 243, meaning 16%. So you have to be right more than 55% of the time to actually be profitable on taking an entry here for Cardano. So if we look at Cardano in an investment way, I still believe that right now investing in Cardano is not the right approach. I believe that there is better projects out there, also better risk rewards to be derived. But if you're looking for an investment in Cardano, you want to DCA. However, I would like to say to you that if you use the DCA strategy, that somewhere at the end of this year or beginning next year, when the bull cycle is going to be hyped a lot, you want to start closing your positions and wait for a year to be diving back into the markets again. Because I'm assuming that within 8 to 9 months from now, we should be getting a bear market once again. Maybe the financial crisis is starting then too. So maybe max a year. That means that you should be taking the profits, as nothing goes up in a straight line. People who were here in 2017 knows that the market crashed heavily. If you look at swing trade options, you're looking at the daily time frame, and then you can derive these levels. So $2.43 and $2 are the levels that you should be looking at if you want to take long entries. If you look at day trades, then you're going to zoom in some more, and then you might have hit an entry point here on the day trade, which is this previous high. So this block here, that is an entry point. If that is lost, you can already see that there is not much in between, and most likely we drop all the way towards 257. But most of you are interested in swing trading at this point, and when you look at the swing trading opportunities, I've discussed this topic before. So yes, Cardano can run to 10 bucks in this peak high bull cycle. That's what I tweeted. Cardano can run to 335 in this current run. But if you take the entry here, your potential downside is 16%. Meaning that and that's only the first level. Like the real level is all the way here. So that's down 30%. In order to be profitable on that trade, you have to be very certain about that trade, and in general you should be looking at a 3-to-1. So 3 reward, risk 1. If risk is 30% or to 16%, your reward should be 90 or 48%. Well, I'm not assuming Cardano is going to do another 2x, especially given the fact that people are expecting Cardano to run to 100 bucks or to flip Ethereum. But if you're going to wait on the sidelines with Cardano and take the entry in any of these zones, just like those heavy crashes have been happening here and corrections, like corrections always happen, your downside is limited. For instance, if you take the entry here, I'm not assuming if the market is truly bullish, we're going to flip even lower. So the next level is around 150, but you can see here that previous levels are getting tested. So what is the downside if you take the trade here? This might be 10%, but if there is a new run of Cardano going to happen after this correction, your upside is already 70% towards this level here, if you target that. So that means that your risk reward is 7-to-1, through which if you take the entry here, your downside is 30% and your upside is 15%. So yes, Cardano is a very good project, and Cardano can run towards those higher levels. And I think the super cycle or this bull run is going to blast through numbers you were not expecting. As usually the bull cycle is just, well, going to create higher numbers than most of the markets is expecting. But should you be entering at this stage? I think you should not. I think you should be waiting for those levels to hit downwards. For an entry to happen, and if it doesn't grant you an opportunity to take the entry, then it's not coming along, and then you have to wait for another opportunity to get there. Sometimes you have to sit out to get the optimal trade in order to avoid additional risk. So I hope you have enjoyed this update. I'll be back later today with a market update, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel.